Hello, hello. For those who are not live, and just give me a minute as usual, doing all the letting things out. I don't know if we'll have someone live today or not. There is the big sports ball tournament going on. For those who don't know, it's the Super Bowl. And so a lot of Americans will be glued to their TVs for that rather than glued to their internet connections for this. Especially since, still a small channel and growing. I have exactly one person who regularly shows up on the streams, and there she is. Hello, madam. How are you today? Got everything out, and links are gone, and boom, popped on over. So welcome back. For those who are watching at home, or well, everyone's watching at home, but you know what I mean. For those who are watching not in real time, just kind of getting you caught up. We did the we're basically at the final chapter, but today we're gonna ignore the main story and the urgency of everything, and we're gonna focus on character quests for the most part, same as usual. You hope the Eagles win? I'm not a big football fan. My aunt hopes the Chiefs win, so. But that's that. The question of the day for those who are not checking on the chat is what do you hope to see done better or added in new for a possible future sequel to Harvestella? And I don't mean like story wise, like I definitely want to see more of an examination of the like the Canalu thing that they kind of hint at in this one. But I mean like mechanics. Like for me, I really hope that they do better with the farming life sim aspects of it. Like this one is way heavily on the JRPG side, and so on. Now, you want to have kids? Well, that's a thing. I think the kids would be an extension of a better focus on the characters in the story. But yeah, that's definitely a thing you can want. And you finish the factory ruins in Portia. Which factory ruins? You're gonna have to narrow it down. There's a few factories and ruins that you go in. The ones that like you build the lift to go up, and they're right there. The uh, WoW Industries or whatever it's called. Oh, let's go read the mail for all of these character quests we've been neglecting for the last session. From Arya, homework I forgot to do. Do you mind if we talk? I'd like you to come to my room at the Northern Village Square. Although it feels awkward to ask. Funny considering we used to live together before. I suppose living apart has created something of an emotional distance. Anyway, I'll be waiting at my place. I'll see you there. Carbon fiber. And Portia? Let me pull that one up. Yeah, carbon fiber is not one you're going to get for a while if you're still very early on in the game. I mean, you can buy it, I think. Let me see. Because let's see. It's the deepest ruin, which is really, really late. The Civil Core, you can run the deep levels of Ingle's Mine. And Somber Marsh Abandoned Ruins. But, I mean, carbon fiber is not something you need a lot of until very, very late game. What post didn't appear? But yeah, carbon fiber is like sapphire. It's not something you really need a lot of in Portia until late game. So if you're just early on, just early finishing for early on ruin, you won't be needing to worry about that for a while. Moving on to the next letter. From Shrika, there is so much I wish to tell you. This may come as a sudden surprise, but I have decided to be inaugurated as matriarch of the Seaside Order. This was the first step on the path I will walk alongside the Holy Mother. There is still so much else I wish to speak with you about, so would you please visit the temple again when you have the time? I will be waiting for you. Yours sincerely, Shrika. Progress report from Dianthus. With your assistance, our responses to the letters I have received have been progressing favorably. At this rate, I should soon reach my original goal and achieve a proper analysis of the able heart. Let us continue our pattern of answering these letters. I also want to inform you of the results from our previous response. Please meet me on the airship. Oh, the plane. You're much later in the game than the first dungeon that you're talking about then. Like my current playthrough, I only just now finished the harbor. And that's the one where I married Ginger. Which, to answer your earlier question from like last week, yes, Ginger dies regardless of which route you play on, but it's like the end of the 5th year. And there is a side quest that you can do. I think you have to be married to her to do it, where you can extend her life. That might not be the case about that. It might be on any route that you do, but yeah, she will eventually die on anyone else's route. It's not just on her romance route. Braca, come with me. Do you remember the settlement we followed Amadeus to? I think I'm going to go there again. I'll explain why later, but I want you to come with me. I'll be waiting by the entrance. The Civil Core, to get the carbon fiber, you have to do the Ingle Mine, and it's like the middle or deeper kind of areas that you're going to send them to. From Hein, the inspection has been completed. My inspection of the sea floor is complete, and we should now be able to proceed once again. Won't you come to the atelier when you are ready and join me on my voyage to the ocean deep? Don't leave this long, or I may have to make it a solo voyage. The Lady Fiasola waits for no one, after all. I jest, of course. I will wait as long as you need. And then Aesol, sorry for being a bother. I need to talk with you about Atella again. Could you come over to my house? There's no telling when she'll bring another dragon back to the town like she did before. But we've got to figure out how to deal with her first before it comes to that. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Cheers, Aesol. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It might be a bug in the thing. It might just be bad luck, and it may just be, I don't know. Carbon fiber, like I said, it's one of those late games things. It's just like the sapphire. You're like, hey, how do I get more sapphire? And that's very late game thing. Let's go over this way. I know the only one over here is going to be Shrika, but she's also on her last dot, so we'll get her out of the way. But like for Sapphire, like I after we got done last night and I got some food, I went and played some Portia and did some look into some of the things you've been asking about lately. So like Sapphire, for example, there's really 2 ways to get it. The first way is by destroying those crystals on Angel Island. It's that first island that you unlock by doing the bridge at the beginning of the game. No, from what I've read online, you cannot make carbon fiber. The wiki says nothing about making it, but it does say it's used in crafting. Haruhi, thank you for coming. But yeah, like I was saying, Sapphire, there's 2 ways you can get Sapphire, and neither one is a guaranteed you're going to get it every single time. The crystals, those little blue crystal formations on Angel Island, you can rarely get one from those. The other more reliable way is the Chrysella tree. If you keep it really well fertilized, then once you harvest it, it'll have a good chance of dropping various gems. Like I just had a harvest, I think earlier this morning while I was playing. It was either last night or this morning, and I got, in addition to the crystals, I got both a sapphire and a ruby. So that's probably your best way to get sapphires. Carbon fiber doesn't have a reliable way like that. Looking at the wiki, you got the deepest ruin where you have to get a rank level of S, you know, completing the level in less than a minute. You can do the middle, lower, or deep levels of Engel's Mine with the commissions. And you can mine in the Somber Marsh Abandoned Ruins. I don't know if you have access to those yet, based on where you're at, but they're a rare scanned relic. And that is the least efficient according to the wiki. But look at the wiki here. There is, if you're doing the deepest ruins, and you have the loot skill, and you can consume a lucky bean jelly from the vending machine at the start of each floor, there's a chance for you to get up to 4 times as much loot. And if you get an S rank on that, then that's like the most efficient way you can get up to 4 carbon fibers from that. Harvey, thank you for coming. As I wrote in my letter, I have been formally inaugurated as matriarch of the Seaslight Order. A big step towards a bright future. Yeah, carbon fiber is not something you're gonna get rushed at thing at. If and when I get around to doing my time at Porsche next, which I did link in the description below. Yeah, if you use the Lucky Bean Jelly and you have the loot skill, which I think is in the fighting tree in your combat things, you have a chance to get up to 4 times the loot, but you have to get an S rank, which means you have to complete the entire floor in less than a minute for the deep ruins. The deepest ruin is what it's called. I agree. The Holy Mother and I are working together on how to move forward. Confusion within the Order may have settled down, but there is still a mountain of work ahead of us. The sect of the Anti-Mother has also grown silent, but the mark they left still remains all the same. As it turns out, I'm far busier now than I ever anticipated. Are you sure you have time to talk? I have something important I wish to speak with you about, so I made time. I spoke to a number of clergymen during my inauguration, explaining that I do not intend to end my expeditions outside of the capital, just because I am a matriarch. So you're still a missionary? It's certainly unconventional. I may be the first matriarch to do so. But there's so much of the world I would miss by remaining within the temple. Which is why I mustn't allow my position to stop me from traveling and broadening my horizons. In order for us to change the world for the better, the Order must also change. Traveling only becomes all the more necessary as I embrace my role as matriarch. Is what I told them, and to my surprise, they were all incredibly supportive. So they're gonna change the rules, huh? Of course, I can't ask someone to take on the position of matriarch in my absence. But as long as everyone does their part, accepting help when times are tough or offering help to those in need, if we can combine our efforts across the Order, everyone will improve for the better. That was in those teachings, right? Change requires time, but I believe it's something we can do. With an abundance of goodwill, anyone can change. Well, I'll be rooting for you. Thank you. Anyway, what I am trying to say is, since I will be continuing my duties as a missionary for the Order, I will travel alongside you as well. It will be the same as it was before. If you're ever in need of my assistance, don't hesitate to contact me. We have literally 1 dungeon left in the game. If I had been able to do this from the beginning, perhaps sites would have changed too. Where is their sites now? Or what did you do with him in the end? Sites is in his cell. I don't think he will be coming out of there for a while. But when he does, I believe he will have repented for his sins. I didn't lose him this time. My closest friends, my family, just nod silently. The truth is, dealing with His Eminence was painful. I understand Kierkegaard was an enemy of humanity and that we had to destroy him. But still, it wasn't easy to do. Well, you can rely on others, even if a little. Wow, my stomach is growling. I hope you can't hear that. You're right. I put too much pressure on myself. Reality isn't always what it seems. I know it's not much, but... From His Eminence incites, and everyone within the Order. If we can all live in peace, then that will be enough. But that isn't the way of the world just yet. There is still so much I don't know, and so many people in need of help. I cannot ignore that. Well, don't push yourself too hard. Of course, it's important to rely on others. But I won't give up. Ever since I was orphaned and saw only evil in the world, I craved a light in order to live, a light of hope for tomorrow. Without light, flowers cannot bloom. Humans are no different. What level you're asking in the deepest ruins? Anywhere levels 1 through 75 according to the wiki. It's not a guaranteed drop, but it is your best way is doing that and getting rank S, so you complete the entire level in less than a minute. And again, if you get the jelly and you have that right perk and all that, you can have a chance of getting up to 4 of them. So there's a lot of ifs and ifs and ifs and ifs in that, but that's generally the most efficient and cheap way to obtain it. The more expensive way, though, is the commission core. It definitely helps to have the relationship perks with the characters. So getting Arlo's for 50% more loot, Remington's for the 50% reduction in the fees. Sam will cut it down in the top amount of time. So there's a lot of things like relationships in Portia are super important. Good example. You were talking yesterday about, well, what do I sell to make money to do, to buy the highest levels of expanding my workshop. Specifically for workshop expansion, your best way to fund that is to not focus on making money, but focus on getting good relationship with the mayor, Gale. Because once you get to the good friend level with him, which is either 6 or 8 stars of his relationship, I can't remember which. I think it's 8. I think 6 is friend and 8 is good friend. But it could be 4 and 6. You get a 25% cost reduction. So instead of paying like 250,000 for the last expansion, you pay 187,500 or something like that. It's a huge cost deduction. And it's the same thing with the commissions. Once you get to their civil cores up, their relationships, all their members have some kind of benefit to that. I think you have to be in a romance for that one with them, though. Without light, flowers cannot bloom. Humans are no different. That is what I believe. And so, I will continue to fight. I will fight to bring even a little sunlight into this world. And raise your arms in the air and cheer. We have completed an entire set of character quests. She's useful if you really want to have a very magic offensive focused setup, but otherwise she's okay. She's not the best party member, she's not the worst party member. They all have their pros and cons. But yeah, to make money in Porsche, it's also not so much what you sell as when you sell it. It's not as obvious in Porsche as it is in Sandrock, because in Sandrock they actually changed the numbers the color of the numbers to like green or red. But there's a market value shift whenever you go to a shop and look at it, and so you want to have like days that are where the market's like 120, market value's like 120 plus whatever. Um, what's that? Are you asking does A rank drop them? Uh, According to the wiki, it is only S rank. It could be wrong, but S rank is what they're specifying. Is I haven't played through like the later parts like that in a long, long time. So my current playthrough, I'm not in the deepest ruins, so I could like go play later today and do it and let you know next week. Um, I think I'm going off of the wiki here. The way I play though, when I play Porsche and a lot of these types of games is I don't rush the story. You know, like for example, the very first bridge to complete to get to Angel Island, it's usually the end of spring or the middle of summer of my first year when I finally do that. I spend so much time hitting the abandoned ruins and cutting down trees and so on, building up all my resources and all that, so I have this massive hoarded stack of things. So, uh, how many ruin levels are there for the deepest ruin? Well, let me take a look. I mean, it says anywhere from levels 1 through 75, so I assume it's 75 levels off the top of my head, but... Oh, hush, cat. Yeah, it doesn't... I'm not seeing a specification here of how deep it goes. Oh, nope, here it goes. It has a total of 110 floors. Yeah. So the first 75 floors will get you your S rank. Or if you get your S rank, we'll get you the stuff. You can get carbon fiber, condensed power stones, small silicon chips. Floors 21 through looks like 75 can also get you sapphires. So do your deepest ruins, floors 21 through 75. And if you get S rank, you complete the entire floor in less than a minute. Then you could get carbon fiber and sapphires, which are both things that you're asking for. Harvey, sorry for suddenly calling you here. Why are we here? I wanted to ask the people here about Amadeus. It was what Moldor said about Amadeus wanting to die. I haven't been able to shake it. Okay, well, let's ask around. Fine, cat, you can go outside, but don't come back in a minute. Which you're gonna do as soon as I close the store. He has abandonment issues. We know there are people around here, so there should be someone we can ask. Let's go. Excuse me, you got a minute? Oh, an outsider? Don't see many of those. What can I do for you? It's about Amadeus. I wanted to know if you could tell me about him. You must be talking about Professor Amadeus. He was a kind soul. Kind? Well, he could be a bit hard to please, but he was always kind and gentle with the children. And so smart. He could teach the pants off of anyone. Mixing medicinal herbs, how to hunt efficiently, you name it. That's why you call him the Professor? That's right, although he seemed to hate the name. A kind-hearted professor. Yes, we're all grateful to him. Anyway, I'm done chewing your ear off. If you'd like to know more, then try asking the Elder. Understood. We'll give them a try. Thank you for divulging so much information. Divulging? There's no need to be so stiff. Sounds like Amadeus was invaluable to the people here. Why do you think that is? Let's talk to the elder and see if we can't find out anything more. You're the village elder, is that right? That's me. And you are? Braca. I'm a mercenary. And this is Haruhi. They're my boss. Very good. And how can I help you? I'd like you to tell us about Amadeus. Amadeus, eh? Chasing him too, were you? That's right. I thought you should know that Amadeus was a hallowed. He did mention being of some sort of calamity for us humans. So he told you himself. And Amadeus never caused any harm to the people of the settlement? Nope. He didn't hurt a single person the whole time he was here. You expect me to believe that? Amadeus was... Hallowed are born for the sole purpose of eating humans. And you're trying to tell me he never harmed any of your villagers? He was a pained man, was Amadeus. Pained by the struggle of resisting the urge to devour human life. But why? He begged for death. He wanted to end the fate that had been bestowed upon him. He asked you to do it? He was always asking me to do it. Enough lies! That monster, he took the lives of everyone in my village. You mean to tell me that he was suddenly overcome with remorse? I will never understand Amadeus's motives. But he did tell me this, that he had no other choice. When you're born as a hallowed, there is nothing to hope for. So Amadeus struggled with it too. Regardless, I find it hard to sympathize. It's not my place to ask you to forgive him. Just know that he struggled from the moment he arrived at this village to the very last. I want you to remember that. Okay. Well, that was unexpected. No kidding. I learned more than I imagined I would. Moldor, Amadeus, me, we're all the same. Moldor was consumed by his desire for revenge. Then in despair he wished for death. Amadeus, who had all hope stolen from him when he was born a hallowed. Then there's me, sitting around waiting for a similar fate. No, that's wrong. I'm not following the same path as they did. You're not alone, Braca. You're right. Moldor, Amadeus, I'm going to find out what lies beyond revenge. Thanks for coming with me, Haruhi. I'm heading back to Arjun. You can go and do what you like. I'll send you a letter soon. Meet me at the hideout then. The strength to overcome. Ooh, he's almost done too. That's good. He and Arya will be the two best ones to have for the final boss fight. For any boss fight, really. Speaking of Arya, while we're over here. Oh, I knew he wanted to come back in as soon as I closed the door. He has abandonment issues. He was a year old when I adopted him. His previous family gave him up for being quote unquote too mean. Boy, I can't leave the door open for you to come and go. Make it up your mind. Yeah, that's what I thought. One day I'll have a place of my own and I can just leave the door open and he'd come and go and but unfortunately I live with family and it is Super Bowl day. Speaking of, I will be cutting the stream a little short today. Not like massively so, about half an hour earlier. Um, we're expecting, the halftime to be about an hour before I normally end the stream, and so that's when my aunt's gonna go out and get the grill started so that we can start cooking food and having dinner. It's at 1:30. Haru, you finally made it. I don't have news to share with you or anything, but I'd like to talk something through with you if you wouldn't mind. Have you been researching something? Something like that. I thought talking things through with you might help me organize my thoughts. I had to look through this data to try and work out something that's been bugging me. Take a look at this monitor. There are rows upon rows of numbers. These are my vitals from the 2,000 years I spent sleeping in the orbital cradle. I was researching the Red Queen 2,000 years ago when I lost consciousness. Then before I knew it, I was in Regaia. Now the part I was curious about what happened to me in between. I've checked the pod and I think I may have figured it out. It seems like I was put into a state of hibernation in the orbital cradle, as Guy said. So you were sleeping too? Something like that. But there was one difference. According to this data, I had completely lost all consciousness. My brainwaves stayed totally silent throughout. Is that not supposed to happen? No, that's not a good sign. The hibernation I was put into is similar to a long period of sleep that animals go through in winter. But even during hibernation, their brain stays minimally active to maintain basic survival functions. So, isn't it a bit alarming that my brain just shut down altogether? I should be clinically dead. In that case, who am I standing here right now? Well, that turned paranormal real quick. You're finding this all very funny, aren't you? To be honest, so many strange things have happened since I came to Regaia. I don't know what to believe anymore. That's the whole thing of these last few things is her figuring out, well, what happened to her and so on. She starts to think that maybe she's a clone or something like that, and goes to talk to Dianthus, and we'll see that in the course of these. But yeah, she's the real original Aria Leventhal. But I must get to the bottom of this. If I don't, I'll always have this uncertainty at the back of my mind, making it hard to move on with my life. So I want to find myself. I need to know who I am now. The only issue is I have nothing to go by. Even me being a ghost is a feasible explanation at this point. Or I might have had a near-death experience where I came back after losing consciousness for a while. This is leaning into the realm of the supernatural now. But I think this can only be put down to something that can't be proven with science, like the soul. I'd be laughed out of the science field for proposing such a hypothesis. It just goes to show how much of a mystery it is that I still exist. Going by this data, I mean. Are you sure the data isn't corrupted? Don't you think I've already considered that? Sadly, there's nothing wrong with the machine. The data is correct. Hey, Haruhi? I have one hypothesis that might be viable. It's to do with the near-death experience idea. I'm too scared to find out if it's true, though. Do you remember when Geist's personality completely changed? Yeah, I remember. He was totally unrecognizable. They deleted his old personality and installed a new one into his body. They basically gave Geist a personality transplant. So if you apply that concept to my situation, it could explain the gap in my consciousness. Maybe the person standing in front of you now is not the original Aria Leventhal from 2,000 years ago, but just a personality modeled after her that was transplanted into a new, empty body. I'd rather not believe that, but it's the most convincing theory I've been able to come up with so far. So, you're Arya? I don't think it's that simple. It's true that I still have Ari Leventhal's memories, but if I only got them because they were transferred to me, then that means the real me doesn't exist anymore. And I'm just a fake, believing I'm Ari Leventhal. And if that turned out to be true, I don't think I could go on living as normal. I need some more time to think about this. The only way to find out is to go and ask the omens in the Castle of Illusion. Once I pluck up the courage. When I do, I'll need you to come with me, so be ready when I call, okay? Okay, alright. Yeah, if I'm free at the time. You're so cooperative. Anyway, that's all for today. I'll write to you again soon, so please wait for my letter. The door into summer. Yeah, her bonuses, along with Bracca's, make for great boss fighters. You know, unfortunately, they're not always the best elemental stuff for breaks, but that's what you're for. Oh, I think I went in the wrong room. Oh, nope, I did. I went outside. Perfect. Now let's head over to Nemea. But yeah, I know you've already put in your vote for here for me to go to my time at Portia because you have things you need help with. But all the things you want help with would take forever to get to because they're late game. Um, but I can answer those questions here. But yeah, definitely in the description, there's a link to a Twitter poll that I put for, which game people want to see next. So definitely go and vote for that, Autumn. I know you're probably going to vote Portia or and Sandrock, but there's a few things on there. There's uh, Portia Sandrock. There's Stardew Valley. There's um, Rune Factory. I think it was a fourth one. I forget what it was. Here's Aesel. Ah, there you are, Haruhi. I wanted to talk about Atella, though you probably already knew that from my letter. We don't often get the chance to talk, so why don't we go to the observation deck? It should be empty around now. So, I haven't seen any sign of Atella or her dragon since her outburst the other day. For now, it seems like life has returned to its normal, peaceful self. But you're still on edge, right? Exactly. She'll appear again if her previous actions are anything to go by. Make no mistake, Otella is a threat to this town. If I'm to protect the people of Nemea, as well as keep my promise to Tiela, then I have no choice but to treat Otella as an enemy. But for some reason, I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. Haruhi, do you think I should fight Otella? You'll have to if she attacks the town. That is true. Rest assured, if it comes to that, then I won't hesitate. But still, I think it's obvious. I don't want to fight Otella. I don't know what she wants or what she's planning. But she also looked sad before, right? I wasn't just imagining that. I can't turn my back on someone when they're sad, even her. Yeah, that's very you, Aesel. I know nothing about her. I've been thinking myself in circles about why she's been acting the way she has, with no result. Which is why I'm too scared to come forward and tell her how I feel. Like she'll just berate me again. There must be a reason why, though. I agree. What on earth is she planning? What on new earth, you might say? Ah, Hazel stares at the cherry tree. Is there something wrong with the blossoms? Oh, no, just. I think I get it now. Haruhi, Thank you for coming all this way to listen. Do you mind if we part ways here? I think I might finally know why Otella is acting the way she is, but I need to get my thoughts straight. I'll be in touch if anything changes. All that's left after that is figuring out how to contact Otella. And he's at 7. Yay. Oh, hey, and we can finish this up here while we're here. I know I've been constantly harping on about leaving this town and going to the sea, but there's something about the scenery in Nemea that calms me down. I know that's kind of strange. That reminds me, I never told you why I lost my memories. I guess you could call the cause something of a regular occurrence. We were traveling when our carriage was attacked by a monster, and I got separated from my parents. Next time I opened my eyes, I was in the Nemea orphanage. I must have been in pretty bad shape, which is probably what caused me to lose my memories. Well, that's kind of awful. I'm sure my real parents believe I died in the attack. Monsters don't usually leave bodies to find, after all. They do in an ordinary amount of the people that we deal with in this game. Yeah, you should tell them. I knew you would say something like that. I wonder if that would really be the best thing to do. You saw that little girl, right? Lugly, I think her name was. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have a sister so pretty. They've obviously moved on after my death. And I have a new family. So everything's fine. And you could be a great sister to Lugly. I'm sorry, I need some time to think on it. Not only that, but I'd like to keep this all a secret from my parents here in Nemea, if you don't mind. I want to talk to them about it when I know for sure what I want to do. Anyway, I'll see you around. And thanks again for coming with me to Shatola. Another thing I hope in a future sequel is that there's a bit more voice acting, like for actual story events, so that we learn how to pronounce some of these frickin' names. Nectar cane seeds and sugar. Hooray! We won't be able to grow those till spring. And I don't know that we're going to get to spring on this playthrough. We'll probably beat the main story next Saturday. And then we'll probably do Sundays as cleaning up things, a little bit of post game here and there for another few weeks while moving our Saturday to whatever game people vote on. Right now, you're voting for Portia, which most people are. Oh, I was thinking we would. Where am I meeting her then? Njordstep. But yeah, so we'll probably do that is like for a couple weeks. We'll do like one day of the weekend dedicated to just the post game stuff here, finishing up all the side quests and so on. And the other day of the weekend, like Saturdays for, Portia or for whatever, and then Sundays for working on this. Finish up all the character quests, get our 100% whatever. Do it for a few weeks until we finish working our way through stuff. And boom. Came charging at me. Pull the South Park. It's coming right at me! So, Rosny, are you ready to tell us what your real motives were? It's okay, Sina. You don't need to put your guard up. I've pretty much done most of what I set out to already. What do you mean? I was looking for you, Istina. Why? My real plan was to find you so that I could pass on the chief's will. So when I met you in Argent, I had already done half the job. His will, so you mean he... Yes, he passed away a few months ago. Sadly, not even a hardened veteran like him could escape old age. I see. The chief died. He explained things to me on his deathbed. He made it seem like you were dead. Why would you think that? You just disappeared one day without saying a word to anyone. So the chief explained it to us by saying that you got struck by one of the traitors during the fight. Everyone's memory that day is all jumbled. So we just took his word for it. We all believed you were dead. Why would he make that up? To let you get away? If we found out you'd left us, we'd have to kill you. Those are the rules. I guess it explains why none of you showed up until now. So he was protecting me? Yes, exactly. So why did he tell you the truth after all this time? Well, that's obvious. Because you were important to him. Huh? That's what he told me. He said that his life changed the day he took you in as his own. Until then, all he'd known was how to take away other people's lives. But you taught him how to care for someone and wish for their happiness. Hmm. What's this? It's a letter from the chief. His will is in there, too. I don't know how you feel about him, but I hope you'll at least read his letter. It wouldn't hurt to read it. Hurry. I'll read it. I wonder where you are now, reading this letter. Are you still living in the shadows of our dark, blood-stained world? Or are you living somewhere peaceful in the light, free from bloodshed? I don't know which one would have made you happier, but I wouldn't change a thing. Hate me for it if you wish. In the end, I wasn't good enough to be a real parent to you, so letting you go was the least I could do. I could tell from how much you loved reading your books that you wanted to be somewhere else. I hope that now you're free to read as many books as you want. Nothing would make me happier than that. Because while you might not feel the same way to me, you're my precious daughter. That's the end. His precious daughter. Why didn't he tell me this earlier? But, of course. He's just like me. How so? I've been holding on to information too. I think now I can understand how he was feeling. I'm sorry I couldn't even come to say goodbye to you. Some daughter I am. But thanks to you, I now get to read books to some very special people. So, thank you, Dad. Hmm. Well, I think we're done here, so I'm heading home now. I was planning on bringing you back to us thinking you were the same as Dina I knew from before. But it doesn't look like that will be necessary. Unlike before, you now have people close to you who will support you. You have a place to go back to, a place to defend, a place where you belong. Rosny. It's okay, big sis. I'm sure you'll do great. Hmm. Well then, this is goodbye. What are you going to do now? To be honest, the gang is only hanging on by a thread at the moment. That's why I wanted to bring you back, so we could rebuild it together. But it looks like that won't happen. So I'm gonna try following my heart like you. I see. I wish you all the best, Rosny. Thanks. Please look out for Estina for me. Well, I've told you everything now. I'll be on my way. Thank you, Rosalind. Stay safe. You too, Estina. It's all over. Don't you miss her? I'm the one who ran away and left her in the first place. I don't have the right to complain that I miss her. Anyway, let's head back. I really love her character quest. She has the best character quest for me, in my opinion, of all the characters. Let's go harvest these and blow up this wall. Yeah, through a lot of these, you'll blow up the wall. You'll find, like, in dungeons like this, and you'll come through and there'll be a new fear enemy that is just really, really tough. But you'll kill it and it'll drop a, like a treasure chest will spawn, kind of like the card key that we had last time. So, like, if I kill this guy here, it'll spawn some chests. We are not going to kill him today, because he's like level 70 or something. He's powerful. I mean, I guess it does show him as that, but they have, like, really high stats. Like, we can try. Oh, I still have no one in my party with me. I'm gonna run away now. Never mind. We had that happen last time, and I noticed it at the end of the last session, and I forgot to put him in. Let's go back to our teleport point, and we'll put some party members in. But yeah, fighting one of these guys, it takes like 3 hours if you don't, like, maxed out your stats and everything. So, who do we want to put in? Let's put in Arya and Baraka. They're not great for normal fights, but they are great for fear fights, so. Alright, let's head out and go to Shatola and try and get in Hein and Emo done for the end of the day. Yeah, they're both available. Excellent. But yeah, what other questions do you have about Portia? Since that's like the one reason you were really pushing for Portia, because before that you were like, oh, I want to see Rune Factory and Rune Factory 4 and so on. I hate doing Emo's voice. Not as bad as the fairies, but oh, hurry, you came. I need your advice. Do you have a moment? Is practice not going well? Practice is fine, I guess, but will you join me in the back room? I already asked the bartender and he said it was fine. I'll go there as soon as this song is over. Yeah, I just rushed the stage. You know you can tell me anything. Right. The truth is, I don't feel like I've been singing as well as I could be. The patrons are kind and haven't said anything about it, but I can feel it in my chest, like a hazy gloom weighing it down. Are you worried about anything? Something I'm worried about? Is it really okay for me to sing? I mean, the vigil. It's dedicated to those who were hurt by Lorelei, after all. But I'm a siren. I'm no different from the Lorelei that everyone feared. You're not evil, Emo. You're just emo. But that's not all. I'm the princess of the sirens, and if I sing at the festival, everyone will continue to hate Lorelei and the sirens. But the sirens were victims as much as anyone else. So I want to sing for them too. It's not fair to choose just one. I know I'm being selfish, even though the representative asked me to sing for Shatola. What about telling them the truth? Is that really the only way? I need to think on my own a little more, and maybe I'll come to a decision. You don't have to do everything alone. This is like the recurring theme of this, of like every character quest. This is, you can rely on other people. You know, it's one thing. It's one thing that going back to the question today. I hope that they do better with these in the future, in future games. You know, like take a look at the Persona series. Every single character is dealing with their own unique problem that you have a character quest with. The social anger confidant, whatever that you want to call it for respective games, and how you solve them is a little different from each of them. Like, yes, with Persona 5, most of them have someone that you have to go into mementos, and that's an outside source of their thing that is a problem that you have to deal with in mementos. But it's not like with these, it's always like, yep, this is the common thread of talk to everybody, rely on others. That's the solution. You just got to work your way through all these little stages of, yep, do that, do that, do that. So I hope that they add more variety with the character quests in a future game on that, and make each character feel more unique in what their problems are. I know. Oh, Mother, everyone, what should I do? The people of Shatola, my family of sirens. Must I only choose one to sing for? There must be something we can do. Take you, Haruhi. I'm gonna go back on stage. Everyone is waiting after all. Well, I'll support you whatever you choose. And I'm gonna do this as a sing-song thing, 'cause you're a singer. Haruhi. I'll keep thinking about what I can do. A song worth singing. Now she's level 6, so we have the Wogland. The Wogland is actually a really fun class. It's a really useful class. But it's a support class more than an offensive one. So like you'll get that their max ability, which is the one that you can go, switch over to it, use your abilities, your third ability, makes your cooldowns faster, your fourth ability is a healing one, and so on. And then you just switch back over to the class that you actually want to use for combat. That's what it's kind of built for. And Heinz Atelier. Hop on in. And he's over here. Yes? No? Oh, there he is. Oh, Haruhi. Looks like you read my letter. Finally. I have at long last finished my research, and I must say I haven't done something so in-depth in some time. Pun intended. I definitely did not expect to order literature that I did not already own in my atelier. So the search continues. That it does. We'll find Fiesolo this time for sure. I have already prepared the Fiesolo in anticipation of your arrival. We can disembark post-haste. Then let's go find Fiesole. Agreed. Now we mustn't keep the lady waiting. Let's go, Haruhi. We'll soon be arriving at the tracks we believe Fiesole left behind. I forget how many times I've said this now, but it's uncharted territory from here on out. Stay on your toes, Haruhi. Even I can't predict what will happen. I'll feel safe with you at the helm. Thank you. I feel confident knowing you have faith in me. Okay, on we go. How far are we going this time? Until we find a clue of some sort, if possible. Fiesole, how far were you able to go? Hurry, look over there. There's something glowing down there. Let's go and find out, Haruhi. If my calculations are correct, that should be something Fiesole left for us. Just out walking on the ocean floor. We can breathe. And walking seems no different from walking on the surface. I'll never get used to walking on the bottom of the ocean. That such a place exists is crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the feeling we have been here before. It's smaller in scale, but I must say this feels much like the Coral Shrine. I almost called it Coral Island, or Coral Reef. A space where Fiesole was born and ultimately left behind. Are you saying Fiesole's a siren? Yes, he is. You are quick on the ball. Yes, Fiesole was a siren, just like Emo. Haruhi, look over there. Is that a bulla? You must have been here, Fiesole. You hear a woman's voice in your mind. You made it, Hein. If anyone could do it, I knew it would be you. I made this bulla special, so it would activate once someone gets close. Which means if this isn't Hein, then, well, that would be embarrassing. I would prefer that Hein hear this, if possible. Anyway, I'll say it now. Hein, I'm sorry, but I cannot return to Shatola. I have a request instead. Please continue on my journey for me. I have left the items I found here. I know you of all people will be able to find the future of the past. There is no need to worry. Humans have reached these depths before. You can achieve whatever you set your mind to. I believe in you, Hein, my irreplaceable, one-of-a-kind companion. This isn't fair. You left me one hell of a request. The ruins of the submarine that once was. She could still be. It's quite all right. I was prepared for this outcome. Witnessing it for myself has given me some sense of closure. Goodbye, Fiesole, my irreplaceable companion. I will continue on the road you traveled, and I hope you will watch over me as I go. Ahem. Anyway, let's gather the items Fiasola said she left behind. Hurry, why don't you... I suppose there's no need to tell you. Let's share the load. Yeah, this is as close to like, she's dead as we find, but they never outright say that she's dead. We don't find a body, and it's fully possible that she crashed and couldn't get back to the surface, and so she continued exploring as a siren under the ocean, and that we'll see her in a future game, you know. Whew. Home sweet home. Yeah, coming back is just as dangerous. I'm so tired from steering the submarine for so long. I'd love to collapse into a mountain of blankets. But I'm happy to say I have a lot of work I get to do. I need to research everything Fiasola left. Particularly her ship's log and those objects made from unknown materials. Yeah, be careful not to burn yourself out. Yes, I'll be careful. It looks as though I'll be shutting myself in my atelier for the foreseeable future. If I make any progress, then I'll send another letter. Until then, let's pause our adventure here for today. The future of the past, and we still have 3 sessions left with him, so... He just gets physical attack, so... Oh, pff. Your backpack is full. Item was sent to the storage box. Whoops. Well, we'll go home and, empty our backpack. Are you even still here, Autumn? You've been quiet for a little while. Empty all the stuff. We'll sell those. Ooh, more large water cores. Yeah, finally we get more. And go inside and make some food. We make more money buns. Oh, we need more. Let's not go sell that sugar because we need that sugar to make bunny buns. And got some bunny buns made. It is late. We feel sleepy. Yada yada yada. Off to bed with us. Not much in the way of money. Ooh, we got some letters already. Nice. Anything here? Nope. Ooh, Castle Lewis Times. Here we go. Castle Lewis News. A word of encouragement. This is the publisher of the Castle Lewis News with a personal message representing my own views. Sadly, I cannot divulge my identity, but I urge you all to read this message. The kingdom has been subject to a number of catastrophes over the past few months. All of these incidents were in fact connected to a crisis that affects the whole planet. A certain group of humans have been preventing each of these crises before they could happen. They continue to fight for us in this very moment. Are you reading this? If you are, I have confidence in you. As Dianthus said, this dream is shared by every life on this planet. That is what my logic circuitry is telling me. I hope all citizens will join me in encouraging this brave band of heroes. They are fighting tirelessly to save our planet. Intelligence Division A. Yeah, they at this point they just stopped like the pretense of like, oh no, the Castle Lewis Brigade and all that. It's like no, we're the frickin' Omen. We're not telling you who we're Omens or who's doing it, but we're still putting it out there. For now, I want to say thank you, for coming with me to the settlement again. I spent some time alone thinking about Amadeus and about how I should live my life. Anyway, I think I figured it all out, and I want you to hear it. So come by the hideout again sometime when you're not busy. Braca. Thanks for talking to Emo. I spoke to Emo. She says you really helped her out the other day. She's been out of sorts for a while now, but she seems to be getting back to the swing of things. Still, she's got a long way to go. When you've got a minute, would you stop by my bar and see for yourself? I'm sure that'll make her real happy. And Shrika, the Silver Blossom. As gratitude for all your help, I wish to share the words, grow a silver blossom. It is a favorite verse of mine because if you do not take care of this blossom, the silver glow will fade. It is as fragile as it is beautiful. The silver blossom grows in the hearts of people and will bloom no matter how cold or harsh the environment. Then and now, these words are the light that shines upon me. Yours sincerely, Shrika. And with that, no more letters. I'll be right back. I'm going to go blow my nose and all that because I'm still just kind of congested. Sorry about that. And I think I lost Autumn. Okay. All right. Back. Figured I'd go pee while I was up, anyways. So we are back and at it. We got a couple character quests we can do, mostly Dianthus and Unicorn, the ones that we haven't touched already. But we can get Brock out of the way. So let's head on down
Bye-bye.
the path. We got two of them that are in freaking taverns, so we can't do either of them till 10 o'clock. Oh, I gotta go back to the farm and take care of the animals, too. A prompt entrance, Haruhi. So far, we have explored Nemea and Shatola as we tour the locations bound to my memories of the princess. And this forest is quite possibly the most bountiful. It is where I pledged my fealty to the princess as her trusted knight. It is also the place where all of my memories begin. What about growing up? There are none, Haruhi. I have nary a memory from before the moment I made that promise to the princess in this forest. As I retraced my memories of her, I was finally able to realize the doubts surrounding the memories of my own life. How was I born? Why did I reside in this forest? I have no recollections at all. and I have never thought to question it until now. Did the omens do that too? Fearfully, that is quite likely. Oh, how portentous those omens can be. From how far back does the deception truly begin? I am forced to question who I even am. Are my feelings and desires born of the false memories implanted by the omens? Saying my entire existence is also a total work of fiction would not be so heinous an overstatement, would it? Please don't torture yourself like this? Question mark? Hmm. If I may speak honestly, which I always do, I am frightened. Haha, so frightened. If I am to go ahead and request that the omens remove these false memories, then my suffering will surely end. However, how much of me will be left behind without them? That's a good question. I'm going to go with none, or very little before you met me. When I consider that possibility, it is never too late to erase your memories once you've learned the truth, is it? Who's there? What? How? I didn't know you had a brother. While there is doubt over my memories, I am certain I have no relatives. Speak! Who are you? What name do you go by? Name? Why, I guess Monocaris will do. Very well, Monocaris. Answer me this. Why are you the spitting image of yours truly? He's a color swap palette, I guess, but yeah, otherwise. It is clear that you, sir, are no horse of a different color. Yes, he is. He's literally a horse of a different color. We look the same, but that's pretty much it. I'd say our personalities are totally different, even though we share the same memories. We what? It's like I said. I've got the same memories rattling around in my head as you do in yours. But how could this be? The omens gave you memories too? Yeah, unfortunately. Hmm. What did you mean when you said the truth? Are you searching for the omen that gave us our memories? Nah, that's pretty much impossible. Then what? I get the impression that you've already spoken to the omen inside that castle. Am I right? They offered to remove my memories too, same as you. Did they now? I reckon my life will be just fine without these memories of her. But before I get rid of them, wouldn't you like to know about where and how you were born? What about it? Our memories of the princess may not be real, but I would at least like to know my life had some significance. But how would you find that out? Yeah, no clue. Then what good are you? Well, when I pressed the omen in the castle for more information, they let slip something kinda weird. And what that was? Lost Gaia. They said that's where we come from. Lost Gaia? What is that, a town? It's not a town. Pardon? Hurry. Do you mean to say you know of this Lost Gaia? Oh yeah, no, totally. Very interesting. We may be able to find a clue if we have traveled to abandoned Eden. Fine work, my loyal retainer. Your vast knowledge is second only to my own. Please, take me to Lost Gaia. I want to know the truth. I want to know why I was born. I might finally get some answers if I go there. What about you, Unicorn? So impertinent of a squire to suddenly lead their own lord. I will go with you. Of course I wish to learn the truth behind my birth. Then it's settled. Hurry, I'll leave the when and the where to you two. Call me when you are ready to go. Then you will not mind if I choose. I feel I may require some time to steel myself. Whatever you say. Very well. Then I will be in touch. Wait for me until then. Another night. Grand truffles. Woohoo! Those are pretty hard to come by. I think they rarely drop in Keegan Canyon or in um, Paranoid, but they're really really rare drops. Since we gotta wait till about 10 o'clock for everything else to open up, let's go take care of those animals that I forgot to do. Oh, and my plate. These.
Looks like some crops are ready for harvest.
Do. Yeah, these are always good to have for reasons.
Farm work is my #1 specialty.
I forgot all the farm stuff. Yep, looks like I lost Autumn. That or she's distracted playing, reading fanfiction or playing Portia or something again. Ooh, 2 drops. Splendid Horn and Natural Wool. And we'll go sell that, and that. I need to upgrade my backpack. Here we go. 2 of those, 1 of this. I'm gonna sneeze here in a second. Hold on. Oh, you fell asleep. Well, welcome back. What am I gonna put in this stuff here? Ooh, I can make 9 of those into orange juice. Orange juice is a really, really good one to have as well, along with apple juice. Those are 2 of the best drinks to have. The snowcat mekons make orange juice, and their effect is to cure poison, which is really prevalent. And
Take it easy.
the apple juice, of course, is the floor guard. So for the final dungeon, there's a lot of floors that are damaging. Let's see. We'll run the whole way. Yeah, well, welcome back. Did you have any other questions for me about Portia or whatever? Like I said, I was playing quite a bit the last couple days to, last night and this morning to try and answer some of your questions. 20 more minutes. Do. There we go, 10 o'clock. Let's go down here. Yeah, well, if you have questions, let me know. Like I said, I've also got a link to my Twitter poll. I created it on Twitter. I couldn't get it working with Google. But in the description, there's a link to the Twitter poll asking what people want to see next. So definitely check that out. I know you're probably going to vote for Portia, but alrighty. Thank you for coming. Normally, I should be the one coming to you in such a situation. I came because I wanted to. That's nice of you to say. I've been thinking a lot on how to move on past revenge, on starting a new life. I decided that, first off, I'm going to keep working as a mercenary. It's the fastest way to earn cash, and it honestly just suits me. You know, me putting you to sleep is not really the intended effect of you watching me play video games. Just gonna put that out there. You know, it may be what exactly as you said, that it may be that you find my voice soothing, or it may be you're high off crop syrup as well, but it is what it is. Are you really okay with that, with whatever the heck you just said? Obviously, quitting being a mercenary altogether was an option. My desire for revenge against Amadeus hasn't totally disappeared, which is why I figured it'd be better to start fresh from square one instead of carrying on as before. Starting fresh by being a mercenary? The moment I shot Moldor back at the Divine Seaslight Cave, I was filled with sadness. I thought I'd given up on emotions long ago. Moldor said he wanted to die while he was still human. That was the only hope he had left after getting his revenge. That's what was so sad. There's only sadness in throwing away one's humanity for the sake of revenge. So, I decided to embrace these emotions. I want to end the sadness that comes when you feel you have nowhere else to turn. Next time I meet someone like Moldor or myself, I want to give them a choice, you know? To break the chain of sadness. You run into people like that, whether you like it or not, as a mercenary. Punks who are ready to throw it all away for revenge. I want to save them before they plunge from that cliff of despair. So I'm going to keep working as a mercenary, but with a renewed purpose. I know there's only so much one mercenary can do. You probably think it's all lip service. Doesn't sound like lip service to me. Thanks, Hardy. I owe you a debt of gratitude. That I didn't completely lose hope like Moldor did. That was all thanks to you. Oh, stop. You're gonna make me blush. For someone who likes to leap headfirst in other people's problems, you're pretty weak to praise, huh? Anyway, Haruhi, can I ask you something? Will you continue to employ me as a mercenary? Sure, but why are you asking now? It's to help me mark the divide. I'm not working as a mercenary out of revenge anymore. I'm done with revenge. Now I'm just some guy making a living as a regular old mercenary. Do you think you would want to keep up a contract with someone like that, Haruhi? Well, you're a dear friend, Braca. And I still need to figure out the magic of that hood of yours. Glad to hear it. Then let me update the details of the contract. I will continue to lend you my strength. This expires when you feel you no longer have any use for me. Now, as for remuneration, they spelled that wrong. It's supposed to be remuneration. You still expect me to pay? Of course. Our friendship shouldn't change that. Is what I want to say. But I'm going to do it pro bono. Consider yourself already paid up. But I haven't paid anything yet. You're paid up, I said. You even paid extra. So don't hesitate to call me when you need it. I'll work for what I'm paid. The problem with his outfit is you can't really see the details. Like even here on a larger screen, you can't really tell that he's got his finger up in front of him. He's pointing because the finger just blends into the rest of the outfit. So it looks like he just has a fist up in front of him. But that is 2 characters done with character quests. Hooray! And yeah, we could do the Sherry quest while we're here, but I don't want to. Maybe next week, once we're post-game. What do we have left that we can do? Emo, Dianthus, and that is it. And then we'll go do the, we'll go mess around in the dungeon, I guess. Run, run, run! Yeah, this dungeon is kind of like a mix of all the other dungeons. Like, this is, we haven't seen ladders in forever, but there's ladders here. And, you know, you get the air flying things at one point, similar to from the Heaven's Egg and so on. It's a very much mishmash dungeon. Even the fairy spheres are like weird versions of the ones from earlier in the dungeon, or earlier dungeons. Hurry, you came! Why are there so many people here? Honestly, I don't know. They just really like looking at me. Everyone needed a break. Oh, hi. Hello, Princess Emo. And you too, Haruhi. Do you know what this is about? I think you already know, but the Vigil is a festival held to mourn the lives of those we lost. It's not like any other festival we've had with all their pomp and revelry. But like any festival, it requires a lot of time to prepare, which can weigh down on the human spirits. Everyone looks as they normally do, happy and in high spirits. But deep down they wrestle with a great many things. This festival is gravely important to the people here, so a breather is required to ensure its success. That's understandable. I've sung quite a lot today already, but I'll keep going if it will help to give everyone here the energy they need. That would be wonderful. It's been some time since I last heard you sing. 'Cause I never get brought into combat and neither do you. Yeah, I'll be listening too. And so, Emo performs a song for all the patrons at the tavern. It is as beautiful as always. Emo, that was amazing! I feel so spoiled, getting to hear your voice so often in one day. Thank you so much. I know you're busy practicing for the vigil, which makes your performance now all the more splendid. Well, now we've heard Emo sing, I suppose it's time to call it a day. I agree. Time to head home. We've got another full day of preparations ahead of us tomorrow. Emo, I'm looking forward to hearing you again at the vigil. An old fishing friend of mine was killed by that monster Lorelei. Please see him off and finally put his soul to rest, eh? Of course, I will do my best for everyone. Thank you. I don't know what we'd do without you here, Emo. Shatola would certainly be a much darker place without you. But with your beautiful songs, we've been able to turn it all around. What? No, I didn't do anything. Speaking of which, I've been pondering. Why is it that Lorelei up and disappeared, eh? That's actually a good point. Not to mention those bubbles of light that used to float far off over the sea. Where'd those go? Ha! That's not what's important. What if it just got sick of picking us off and ran somewhere else? You're probably right. But at least the nasty beast's out of our hair for now, eh? Lorelai kept us from going out to sea for so long. Stop. It really did. What an awful creature creating so much chaos on our doorstep. You're wrong. It's probably out there wreaking havoc on some other poor souls as we speak. Gives me chills thinking about it. Stop, please. You okay, Emo? You've got it all wrong. You weren't being attacked. Everyone was protecting the sea. What are you talking about, Emo? Why do you look so sad? Lorelai wasn't evil. They just wanted to protect the sea. Whoa, hold up, Eno. I know you're a kind soul, but there's no need to stick up for Lorelai. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to tell you the truth. How can what you say be the truth? Lorelai was important to me. Please don't speak ill of them anymore. Calm down, Emo. You're starting to sound like you were Lorelai's friend or something. I know that's not what you mean. How would you feel if I was their friend? What? Hmm? Pardon me for intruding. Oh. Hurry, hi. Nothing. You did your best, Emo. Hi. What's all this about, Hein? What do you know? What indeed? I think it best that we allow Emo to speak for herself. I believe that should clear up any misconceptions. Am I right? You're trying to tell me that Emo was Lorelai's friend all along? How could that be? Has Emo ever lied to us before? Nope, I just got a message. Hold up. Oh, no, not what I was given care about. So, this is how it's going to be, is it? Now, how to calm everyone down? Alright, enough's enough. Tavern's closed. But bartender! I'm sorry, but I'm calling it here. Time for everyone to go home. Now, if you don't mind. Best do as he says. Is Emo okay? She's in the back room, resting. Today was a lot for her to deal with. I suggest you leave her be while she gets her feelings in order. And not just her. I think the people of Shatola have some reflecting to do as well. You can leave it to me from here, Harvey. I'll send you a letter if anything comes up. I know you must be worried about her. But there's nothing else for you to do. Let's go, Harvey. Like a wave of emotion. Yeah, she's good. She's a great one to have in your party because she gives the bonuses to defense. If you're ever like, man, these guys are hitting too hard, put her in your party along with either Acel or Dianthus, depending on what you're having issues with. Bam, defenses through the roof. And on top of that, she has the ability to free healing, so she's really good to have in your party. Hop up here. I forgot to do all my stuff and put all the things that I picked up away. So do that, do that, do that. Oh, I did do that. Okay. enter the bridge. We'll go talk to Dianthus for another bit of our character quest thing here with her. And then we'll go into the dungeon for a little bit. Hurry, I've been waiting. I'd like us to get started on the next mission right away, but I want to update you on the outcome of the last one before we do. According to their response, they chose to follow their dream of starting their own business. Not only that, but they were taken on as an apprentice at another store, allowing them to study on the job. Well, that was fast. Yes, I too was surprised. To think that dreams are such a strong driving force for you Abels. I will need to update the psychology mechanism model we have in our database. Little by little, I am unlocking a deeper understanding of the heart. If I continue solving the concerns of the people, there may come a day when I finally fully understand it. Is it really that easy? Perhaps not, but I intend to continue on this path regardless. Shall we move on to the next letter? This time we have... You're not usually lost for words. Oh, apologies. Allow me to read it aloud. The concern we have this time is from an Abel who has contracted an illness for which there is no cure. My prognosis has not improved, and my health is continuing to worsen. And I don't know how I should spend what little time I have left. That is all that is written. An incurable illness. Like the quiet. I already have an idea on how to respond to this letter. May I share it? Sure, I'd love to hear it. I will tell the sender that I will find a cure for their ailment. They say it is incurable, but we have records filled with medical procedures. A cure must be among them. I want to meet with them personally and cure them. Well, I hope you can heal them. Agreed. I recognize that our original directive discourages interfering in able lives by introducing medical innovations, but there is a part of me that truly wishes to help the sender. And why is that? Why? Even I am unable to put it into words. I cannot ignore this. Has this Abel really given up on living and resigned themselves to death? I don't believe that is the truth. I have traveled with you and watched countless times as your kind continue to defy the odds. Which is why I believe this Abel should not give up just yet. There is still time. Haruhi, would you mind joining me as a silent witness? Well, when you put it that way. You have my gratitude. First, I need to get in touch with the sender of this letter. I don't know whether they will believe me or not, but I will try anyway. Well, call me if you need me. Thank you. I feel I may need it, too, if I am unable to get in contact with them. Getting into contact with the sender may require some time. You may have to wait a while before I am able to contact you again. It will probably be tomorrow, or the day after. Until then, Haruhi, I will be in touch soon. And woohoo! We got closeness with level 6 with the Anthos. Unlock the Lunamancer's Bond Stone. So that is every class that we have the Bond Stone for, I think, now. Let's see. Yeah, Dianthus, I think, is our furthest back one. Which makes sense. She was the last one to join. And we'll come over here to the Stella Nursery. Woohoo! I just love the name of it, because, you know, the irony that I named my character Stella and they have the final dungeon called the Stella Nursery. So, let's muck around in the dungeon for a little bit. Let's see if we can explore. Like you can see right there, we've already got the repair thing over there. We will run over here though, because there is a chest. Woohoo! Got a return bell. That's nice. But this is where this class really comes into its own. Like if you're leveled properly and have your weapons up, you'll come through here, and that ability will destroy just about everything in this dungeon. Oh, he resisted that. That is interesting. And yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, here's one of those little water fountain spouts things from the Coral Shrine, and you can see the wind thing from the Heaven's Egg in here as well. So we've got like jump up here. Let's see. Oh, that's not one of the machines. There's a series of these machines you look at throughout the thing, and it gives you like the letters of a code for something else later on. And we got the water, the ice puzzles, or little like slippery things from the Divine Seas Light Cave, and it's a blend of every freaking dungeon in the game leading up to it, basically. And got a little spot down here with the thing in it. Got some Lorelei tears, hooray. Ooh, there we go. That's what we needed. Monoplate, perfect. We need those for leveling up our weapon to its next level. Okay. Here, let's just do this. Natural fibers. Ooh, we also got moonfruit saplings. So that's our final seed that we can make. It's a banana tree, basically. All right, let's see what we can do in this place. There's the wind thing I was talking about, like from before. It's an interesting dungeon, just like, hey, we're gonna mishmash everything that you've learned from everywhere else in the game. Oh, perfect. We got lots of monoplate. We will be able to level up our weapon tomorrow. Excellent. I love like leveling up your weapon is the equivalent of like anywhere from 3 to 6 levels of like character levels in the benefits it gives you. Wise man's root, not that much important. I mean, it's useful, but it's not massively, hugely the thing. Ride the wind on down over here.
Let's get this over.
That was a good workout.
Got a cooler pick that can sell. Pyro liquid. Let's descend. We got a good spot there to end with the dungeon for the day. We'll go run to Lethe and upgrade our frickin' weapon. So yeah, we'll probably finish this. We probably won't finish the dungeon today, but we'll probably finish up the story and everything Saturday, and then Sunday do some post-game stuff, or maybe I'll move over to Portia or Rune Factory or whatever people vote on. for Sunday, and then we'll swap the 2 games for the following weeks. We'll figure it out. But we'll definitely finish up this game next week, story-wise.
Come on in.
Come on in. 7 to everything. That is awesome. Let's see. Yeah, we need something from Caranoid, and we need to process the death acid, which is also from Caranoid.
Cheers.
So yeah, unless you just like really hold off on the final boss fight in this, level 10 is usually about where you're going to be with your weapon until the post game. Do. Put that there. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. We have some trees we can plant. We have a thing we can sell. Boom. And in something like 8 or 10 days or whatever, we'll start having bananas every other day or every 3 days. I think it's every 3 days. What do we have that we can trigger? You just do like 2 of those. And we'll fish the rest of the day. I know, so exciting. It's the most boring part of the game, but it is what it is. But yeah, for those who are watching after the fact, there is in the description a link to the... Oh, I hit the button again. My Twitter account. There's a poll up there for it'll last for a week for what game you guys want to see next after we beat this, because we're literally, this is the final dungeon. We get to the final to end this dungeon, we have a boss fight, and then the boss is like, peace out, I'm going somewhere else, and you go literally just to that somewhere else, and it's not even a dungeon, it's just you go straight to the boss fight. And that's when it's like the multi-stage boss, and you know. Oh, they're fine. They're outside the room right now. They're napping wherever. They're being quiet and behaving, and they're just having good times. You know, being sweet boys. One of them is rarely an issue, although he's the one that if he does get locked in here, he'll be whining and whatnot. It's the other one who, like, yesterday, like, was being just a real brat because he wanted in, but he didn't want to be locked in here either. He's got abandonment issues. He was a year old when I got him, and he'd been right with another family before that. Like, he was a shelter kitty, and they had given him up, and the reason that they quoted was that he was too mean. And, you know, when I was at the shelter, I just opened the kennel door, and he reached up, put both paws on one shoulder, and nose at the side of my neck, and I was like, oh yeah, you're so mean. I mean, I think what happened was they brought him home with another cat already there, or they brought a new cat home with him already there, and they didn't understand that you need to introduce cats to each other slowly, otherwise they will fight because they're territorial. But yeah, I mean, he's not ultra aggressive with other cats, you know, if they introduce themselves properly. Like, the only one in the household he has problems with is one who is aggressive towards him. You know, she starts growling and hissing whenever any of the my two comes in the same room as her. You know, she has issues with other cats, and so he's like, "Oh, you want to say words, huh? We'll have words," and then he'll go kick her butt. You know, so But like he and my other one, they'll go romping and playing, and he likes to think he's in charge, but he always gets his butt kicked when the two of them wrestle and fight. And they're not like angry, aggressive fighting. It's just like play fighting. They've been together for 10 years, the two of them that I've had them. So it's not like they're not used to each other. Heck, they used to live with me on the truck when I was a truck driver. They came with me on the truck and drove everywhere, and that's a very small price. Ooh, that is one of the rare ones.
I can probably use something here.
I believe. Let's take a look. Nope, just earns money when shipped. So it's not a unique one. It's just a this time one. We'll go double check just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's not a rare one. Usually it'll say it's a rare one. Hand over the fish. Nope, nothing. Not. So we'll just sell him. He's just a seasonal fish. And so we'll sell him. Put the 2 Eversweet fish in there, because there is a dish that makes those. It's not a great dish, I don't think, but it is a dish. And selling things in this game is rarely worth the money. Wow, we did not get much of a level. Yeah, that one's one of the better ones, 140 gorilla for the fish. But you can see, like, all of these things we sold and we didn't make much money. Ooh. We got more character quests. Woohoo! That's what we're going to do. We'll just do character quests and then progress the story a little bit through the dungeon today. So what do we have? To test my hypothesis from Arya. Continuing on with our prior discussion, I've tried giving it some thought on my own, but have made no progress. And so I've decided to ask the omens. Honestly, I'm a little scared, but I can't leave my hypothesis untested. I also don't want to keep you out of the loop, and so I'd like you to come with me. I'll meet you at the Castle of Illusion. From Arya. Fiesola's memoirs from Hyde. Fiesola is no longer here. It appears that this fact was far more damaging than I had cared to realize. As a result, it took a great deal of time to go through the items she left behind. But I have finished, and I am sorry to have kept you waiting. There's something I would like to tell you. I will be waiting at my atelier. And on the precipice of revenge from Braga. This is his, we're done thing. I met someone else the other day who lived for the sake of revenge. It was a young girl. I could see that pointless fire of retaliation burning in her eyes. Back in the day, I would have let her go, but that ain't me now. Now I want to believe I could talk her down from the same precipice that I once stood on. I know it may not work, but I have to at least try. Does she know yet who? Arya? Arya doesn't really know what's going on with her. She has high theories, but she doesn't know. Oh, I grabbed those out of order. Let's put these. Put that away. That way I can have orange juice. There we go. Now we can do that properly. Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Nope, wrong way. And we'll do 9 of these. No one ever knows that we're actually dead. No, literally none of the other party members even learns that. That is something that happens the post game. You've beaten the final boss and you're post game, and it's like, here, meet me over here, and you find a thing, like one of the capsules, and it has your name on it, and they explain that you're not dead, but you're your mind has been taken out of your body and put into the presumably dead body of one of the Abels. But yeah, like it's just you being told that, no one else is there. Like you're specifically told to come here alone. So like we'll see that next week. We won't finish this today because we've only got about an hour and a half left to play, and we are going to do character quests prioritized today over those kinds of things. Let's see, we have Hein and who else today to do? Arya. So we'll stop at the Castle of Illusion on our way down, and then we'll stop at Shatola, and then we'll go. You know, I don't know what the heck would go on with Arya and the Quietus. The thing is like no one's actually out and about except for you during Quietus. Everyone else is inside. Like even when you go to the dungeons, they like the Caranoid dungeon. It's like they're teleported there, like magically manifested there. Now we're all here. Sorry for the short notice, Dianthus, but I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, and I know I'm just as bad as like a lot of these games. You'll have people who will pronounce the different character actors will pronounce things differently. Like with Portia, you'll have a name pronounce it Portia or Portia. You'll have a character whose name is Tody, and so you'll have Toddy or Toady. And so I'm like, I can't decide if it's Dianthus or Dianthus with her name. So I'm the same way. I'm just as bad. Sorry for the short notice, Dianthus, but I'm glad you can make it. It's fine. What did you mean, though? You said you wanted a physical examination, but you don't look injured. From what I can see, you appear to be in good health. Well, actually... Arya explains the situation to Dianthus. I see. You'd like me to check if your personality is artificial like ours. That's right. We won't need to perform any kind of physical examination on you to determine that. As I explained to you before, you are the real Arya. Our own experiments confirm that you are Arya Leventhal, a Cain subspecies of human. Really? Are you 100% sure? Absolutely. We wouldn't have delegated full access to you without such confirmation. That's true, I suppose. From the cells we collected from you, we concluded that you are the same individual as Arya Leventhal. Markers such as the base sequence of your DNA and brainwave patterns all corroborated our reasoning. I can show you the results from those experiments if you have doubts. No, that's all right. Just out of curiosity, though, what would have happened if my personality was implanted by you omens? That is a redundant hypothesis. Why? While it may well be possible, from a technological standpoint, to transfer personality data between humans, in reality, we cannot do it. Any technology that interferes with human consciousness is an infringement of the three major regulations. Where have I heard of those before? They were definitely mentioned before. What are the three major regulations exactly? You didn't know either? The three major regulations are a set of ethical rules that our developers put in place for us. The first one is the irreversibility of time. This is as Geis explained to you before. Time can only travel in one direction, from the past into the future. This is why it would be impossible to create a time machine. The second one is the inalterability of humankind. Put plainly, we do not have the right to alter the scientific definition of the human. It is because of this regulation that we cannot transfer personality data between humans. I see. If you implant personality data into someone, you could argue that they're not human anymore. As AI, you don't have the means to address such a highly ethical issue. So they decided that AI mustn't be allowed to alter human personalities. That's right. What's more, you humans don't possess the technology to transfer personalities among yourselves. That is why you have retained your original personality. And how about the last regulation? The last one cannot be spoken. Why not? I thought I had access to the highest level of protected information. It is not a matter of security. I simply cannot put it into words. The third regulation exists outside the realm of logic. Therefore, we are unable to express it with our logical ability. Logic has its limitations. To find out, you would have to repair our core architecture. So that's a story thing that I would like to see explored in a sequel, is what is the third law? But yeah, I think Arya could probably die from the sickness from quietus. I see. It's like Wittgenstein's philosophy. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Essentially, you're saying that my consciousness is without a doubt that of Arya Leventhal. Yes, no transfer procedures have been performed. You are undoubtedly you. Oh, excuse me. Oh, well, that's a step in the right direction, isn't it? I wouldn't say so. If anything, we've only gotten further from the answer. At least we found out that I'm not a fake, but now my research is back to square one. Now how do we explain the 2,000-year blank space in my consciousness? Dianthus, please lend me your knowledge. That would be extremely difficult. If you look at it logically, from within the scope of our known science, you shouldn't exist. However, on the other hand, you could also suppose that some things surpass the realm of known science. For example, the notion of there being a soul linked to the physical body. Are you being serious? You must be malfunctioning. Is something broken in there? I am not. I believe this to be similar in nature to Geist's theory of the planet's memory center. It's not that she doesn't accept that she's a real human. She's a scientist. She's curious, and so she's like, this is a puzzle I have to solve. I have to figure it out. When Geist reached the limit of logic, he explained it by hypothesizing the existence of the metaphysical. And we already know that explanation to be correct up to a certain point, do we not? That being the case, the existence of a human soul would be a logical conclusion. I see. The more logically you look at it, the harder it becomes not to include the metaphysical in your explanation. The metaphysical is just that which cannot be explained by modern science, that's all. Much like how your predecessors would attribute all the laws of physics to God. Through our technology, we have understood everything there is to know about the hardware that is your brain. But that alone is not enough to explain the blank in your consciousness. I see. It's like how guys couldn't analyze the sea's light. Yes. Sorry I couldn't give you the answer you were looking for. No, not at all. I think we've made progress. It seems like the answer lies somewhere in the consciousness and the soul. I'm a scientist, though. Why am I trying to step into supernatural territory? For the sake of finding out the truth. I know, I'm just whining. Anyway, I think we're done here. Thank you for coming, Dianthus. No problem. That's what I'm here for. You too. Thank you. I'll put some more thought into this when I get home. I'll let you know if I make any progress, so please wait for me until then. Closeness to Arya, level 9, or 8, sorry, not 9. Philosopher's Stone, Hermit's Root, yep, good stuff. And we're done here. And wow, it's still not even close to 10 o'clock. Screw it, Hein. You can wait for another day. Oh, wait, no, yours isn't the thing. We don't have to wait for yours. I was thinking Emo was in the tavern thing. You need to wait till 10 for hers, but no, we can get his right away. There's no time limit on his. Go pop on in. and talk to him. Yo, Hardy, you made it. Hearing him say the word yo is just weird. Especially the voice I picked for him. Oh, I am sleeping. You should sleep if you're sleepy. You're not wrong. Sorry, I've been so immersed in my research that I've barely slept. I've been inspecting the items Fiasola left and reading her ship's log. I've been a very busy boy, as one can imagine, but I've made some headway. What did you find out? Let's start with the items we've recovered from the seafloor, shall we? They were basically items I could decipher just by looking at them, and a fair amount of it was Fiasola's damaged equipment. But there was one large, white object among them. I wasn't able to figure out what it was until the very end. Well, figure out may not have me quite right, but what I have ascertained is that it's something to be worn. She left clothing? I'd say it's more like a suit of armor than it is any clothing you or I would wear. It's a spacesuit. It's a frickin' spacesuit. What's down there at the bottom is probably like from the moon. That's probably where the American flag comes from. Of course, I tried to wear it myself, but it was so heavy I could barely stand. That or it's a diving suit. The helmet was just as heavy, and apparently has the ability to block out the sun. Yeah, it's a spacesuit. What one would do wearing such a thing is beyond me. Well, now that's a mystery. It is. I thought if I knew what it was, made of, if it was made of, then I might know more. I hate the where it cuts off in the screen, like where his thing is. In such situations, the best thing to do would be to ask someone who might know. The omens, for example. There's a chance they would know something about what we found. Oh, you're right, they probably would. Not that it matters either way. I have no intention of asking them. It's a matter of pride for inquisitive minds such as my own. Even if it only serves to draw things out, I insist on making discoveries on my own. To that end, we will not consult with the omens regarding this matter. And with that out of the way, there is another topic to discuss. Fiasola's ship log, which was rich with useful information. It held a great revelation as to our next destination. It would seem that there is something even deeper from where Fiasola's submarine was found. Like what? I'm afraid I cannot provide any specifics. Nothing in depth was written within the ship's log either. What we do know is that Fiasola was looking for something that is much deeper than we have been so far. Perhaps we will understand the meaning behind the future of the past she mentioned by going there. Even further uncharted territory, the thought of what slumbers there has me trembling with excitement. Well, it's got me trembling with something. Oh, I can't wait to see it too. You too, eh? Anyway, those are the results of my research. I intend to literally dive in straight away. Well, I'm coming with you, of course. I knew I could count on you. Time to disembark. This is deeper than even Fiasola could reach. A world where no one has gone before. Now we're turning it into Star Trek. Hanging out inside. We'll arrive at Fiasola's submarine soon. But I'm not 100% confident this Fiasola can withstand the pressure from here on out. What do you think, Haruhi? I believe in this ship. My nose is being left again. Give me a second to blow my nose. I won't, leave the room again this time. Believe, Yes, I believe in all of us. You, me, and the new and improved Fiasola. Let's dive in deeper, shall we? What's this? Did you find something? I think so. Look, out the window. The ground here looks like it's been gouged out. It's certainly a little different. You don't suppose something... What? Hurry! Look at that! Something's stuck in there. Let's try and get a little closer. Yep, it's the American flag. Is it a flag? I've never seen this pattern before. My theory is that Regaia was made from Earth's moon. Like they put the sea's light and stuff like that into it, rather than being like a whole other star system or anything like that. I could be wrong. But like this, along with the spacesuits, these could be results of the energization of the sea's light as well. But there's a lot of things that suggest that this was from the moon. What is a flag doing in a place like this? What is this place? Is this the future of the past? The future of the past. But why would a flag be so far underwater? Who put this here and why? And how? Did I have it all wrong? This isn't the sea floor. It's the surface. Fiasola, what did you find? You doing okay? You need a juice box, buddy? Yes, I was just thinking. We should return to the surface, Haruhi. I need to research this area right away. Yeah, there's not much of it. I mean, we kind of see all of it in the course of this, one section, but there's not much to the inside of the submarine. It's a small sub. It's a few seats, and that's about it. Thank you for joining me this far, Haruhi. That was quite a scene, huh? If that area was what Fiasola was searching for, then she made one hell of a discovery. Anyway, Haruhi, let's part ways here. I'm going to grab a quick snooze, then return to my research. If I find anything, then I'll be in touch. Take care until then. Those who will follow. See, I want to leave him for Fiasola. I'm like, yeah, we're going to find her in the next game, if there is one. And revealed that she wasn't dead. She just oh, I can't go back because there's a whole new horizon I got to explore. And so we'll run into her and be like, yep. That's why we don't take it, steal him away. We romance someone else. Alright, now we'll go to the dungeon. Because there's... Yeah, no one we can talk to do anything with today. But yeah, this last dungeon is more like a victory lap of anything. Like, you have the really powerful fear enemies in here, but that's about it. Everything else to this dungeon is like, it's a victory lap, just kind of revisiting the greatest hits of all the others, and the boss fight is not that bad. And then you have the boss fight at the, like, outside the dungeon, which is not the least bit challenging, especially the final phase, or 4 phases, whatever you want to call it, where, you know, the thing, oh, mushrooms are growing in this area. Their caps emit a bluish-white light, probably an effect of the crystals. They don't look edible at all. Taste one anyway? Yes, we will. Despite its appearance, for some reason you anticipate a rich flavor, and are painfully disappointed. This thing is disgusting. Yep, turns out these mushrooms are as inedible as they look. Your health decreased a lot. As if your luck couldn't get any worse, a monster appeared while you were taste testing the mushrooms. The monster leaped straight at you. You realize it may be best to flee. Oh wow, that is a huge hit. Yeah, no, we'll absolutely,
Here I go. Wasn't too bad, huh?
pop a bunny buns to heal.
That thing is terrifying.
And there's your snoozing thing, the level 72 Star Sleeper. Yeah. But it's basically, yeah, it's a level 72 basically version of the one from Hegan Canyon. And then we got the, oh joy here, let's do an apple juice. Because this area is, you get the slipperiness, plus the poison floor.
I'm highly capable, you know.
Kill all those guys. And bam! It's actually easier to walk on the poison stuff than it is the ice stuff.
That was a good workout.
As long as you have the apple juice benefit. Here we go, what's this? Actually, there are some games that let you use the bathroom, like you're not sitting there like doing controls to, you know, sit on the toilet and pee, but like the Persona games have a history from like 3 on of you can go in the bathroom and like think about what to do and stuff like that. A humanoid monster looks like it's going to cross your path through the room. But you also got to keep in mind, like, using the bathroom, you gotta, like, ESRB, like, what they're gonna include, stuff like that. It's like Skyrim only has, like, 2 actual bathrooms or something like that in the actual game. Unless you include, like, mods and stuff like that. Yeah, humanoid monster will cross our path. Looking a little closer, you see it's holding onto a shiny stone. That stone will probably go for a lot of money. And you have the upper hand and could probably swipe it in a fight. But this monster looks stronger than the others nearby. You'll need to be careful. Take it down. You decided to jump the monster while it's unaware. Do I know what its weakness is? Oh, hey, I can upgrade my samurai. Yeah, like, actually using the toilet, like, here, I'm gonna go poop, I'm gonna go pee, whatever. You know, unless it's like The Sims where it's like, yeah, you have like the bladder gauge and all that. Most games don't include that. It's like, nobody wants it. It's they're like, oh yeah, that's disgusting. Nobody wants that. Blah blah blah. Let's see. Wind, water, ice. Okay, so let's. It's weak to ice. What's our element right now? Yep, we were on ice. So, bam.
Let's get this over with.
Yep, it's so tough. Oh, we got a sunstone. Those are nice. I love sunstones to get them. They're worth so much money. They're like 5,000 gorilla. They're one of the best things you can just pick up and sell. But yeah, using the bathroom, you know, actually like, here, go pee, go poop, you know, the needs basis. Unless it's something really, detailed on like this is a sim purpose for that kind of thing, like The Sims, nobody really wants that in their game. Yeah, there are games that have it, sure, but most of them they're doing it either as a joke thing, like with like Duke Nukem or like the shock value or something like that, or they're doing it because they want to have a game that is super sim lifelike. The vast majority of games won't do that. Oh, what's that? It's your favorite show. What's this new version you found? Go this way.
That thing is terrifying. Curiosity will be the death of us.
Keep flying. Just keep flying. Just keep flying. Let's. Both of you guys are weak to ice.
Let's get this over with.
Do 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 do. This is such a useful class, in hands down. There are so many things weak to fire and ice in the game, and it's just such a powerful class to have. You know, I love the samurai as well, and the samurai is a really, really powerful class too. We will wait till this guy walks around, and he's going to do a loop around the whole thing. Oh, I should have gone around the other way.
Curiosity will be the death of us.
Because there's a thing over here. Good doctor, huh? Huh. I don't think I've heard of that one. Ooh, we got another moonfruit sapling. I don't know if you noticed that one, caught that when you were asleep. We have we got a couple moonfruit saplings yesterday in game, and they're basically like banana trees. So they'll take like what is it, 8-10 days to grow? Let's take a look. Yeah, they take 12 days to grow, and then they harvest like every other, let's see, every 2 or 3 days. Ooh, this one's a sage element. I don't know what your element is.
I'm highly capable.
You visited something there. Probably heard doing sage damage. What's your element? Yeah, there we go. You're weak to fire. Good to know. I love it. Like even if you know it from like you check the thing, they don't show it on their like above their name until you've hit them with that element. So you have to actually hit them with it to learn what they're weak to.
I owe you one.
Let's do in here. Venom Bouquet.
That thing is terrifying. Curiosity will be the death of us.
Yeah, the American version of a lot of shows that are Japanese it tends to be worse. Good examples would be Iron Chef is like the iconic one. The stuff that they're like you have to make food out of in the Japanese version was way more was tend to be like way more like, oh, that is interesting. You're gonna have me use, you know, this, whereas the American version is like you have to use ground beef. It's like, well, that's not a huge detriment. That's not a huge challenge. Lots of things use ground beef. Oh, this is going to be interesting. He's weak to fire. He's weak to ice. That's weak to I don't know what. Let's take a look at it. The elemental ruler. Wave, earth, and lightning. Interesting. Well, this guy's the biggest threat here, so let's do him first. And boom. as we progress to the next map. Woo! We might well get through this. We won't finish the entire thing today, but we'll get a good chunk of the way through this all today before we call it a day in an hour or so. And here's where we learn who this girl is and who the final boss is and blah blah blah. Is this a laboratory? The words Project Gaia are written here. That's right. Research into Project Gaia was conducted here. Project Gaia. This facility is beneath the planet's crust. Well, the real one is. How can that be? Shouldn't there be a solid mantle beneath the Earth's crust? That's one scientific explanation you wanted, isn't it? Is this monolite? I did not know one so large existed within this planet. Is it really so strange? What you call the Red Queen also emerged from the Earth's crust. So, the planet is filled with monolite? You're half right. Think of it this way. The planet itself is one giant monolith. What? Planets are the circulatory organs, giant crystalline bodies floating in the nothingness of space. Through the power of one such crystalline body, humanity awoke, and humanity evolved. Just like you, they didn't believe it at first either. But when you're confronted with reality, your next thought is how to utilize it. A scientific group named Animus wanted to use the monolith of the planet to create a supercomputer. Diantha should be well aware of the monolith's property for transmitting light, correct? That is correct. The Animus researchers set out to reach this place and turn the planet into a single, giant supercomputer. That was Project Gaia. If the planet really is a giant monolith, then logically their thinking is sound. We use the monolith as a circuitry system between the seaslight. However, why would they want to do that? To pray for the happiness of mankind. Towards the end of the Gregorian calendar, war and mutual distrust grew worse by the day. Animus dreamed of a paradise where humanity understood each other, just like any other scientist. But they did not know that the girl they would create would spell the end of everything. Is this the her you wanted us to save? Who is this girl? Is she the one who caused quietus? She is, and she isn't. She had one purpose, to grant humanity's wish. Yeah, this is like getting into the persona humanity's wish for death kind of thing. Come, the girl sleeps up ahead. And that is the entirety of this room. There's nothing interesting here, unfortunately. Aside from the scene, it's just a passing through room, like so many dungeons have. And ding. Let's see if we can get around enough to repair that.
This goes against all learned science.
Yeah, I love this class. It crits so often. And because you have the crit bonuses to it, you can do almost every single attack is a crit. And these are like the guys from the Coral Shrine. Mixed with the frickin' ice of the thing. Like I said, this is just like Harvestella's greatest hits, the episode. Or the dungeon, rather. Let's pull you out, guys. Let's just charge this. Let this finish charging. Come on, there we go.
Let's get this over.
Oh, wow. I need to, both of those. There we go. Oh, that was weak to lightning. I did not know that. What's funny? That this is basically like the greatest hits of every other dungeon kind of mashed together. Okay, we'll come down here and see what's down here. It's a gathering point. More moonfruit saplings. Woo! No one cares at this point. I mean, they're good to have, but you can reach a point where you're just like, I got so many of these things, I don't care.
Let's get this over.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what this dungeon is. It's like, it's a repeat of everything you did before. Which is not a bad thing. It sometimes works out as an interesting concept of, oh yeah, this is a little of everything, but in this case, it's like, they don't explain it. This is an interesting little spot. You can gather a random amount of these. Something shiny catches your eye near the stone pillar. If you move a few rocks out of the way, you could probably get it out. But the pillar doesn't look very stable. Move the wrong stone and the whole thing could crumble. Yep. So you take your shiny objects, a large fire core. I don't know if it's like a specific one or if it's just random how many it works. But you get some various cores. Oh, wow, we need to upgrade my backpack next time. For yeah, just keep doing it. Eventually this will crash down. It's one of these, like 4. Move the stones, and the pillar remains stable. All right. Large water core. Very nice. Woohoo! We got another large water core. Finally. We finally get all the water cores. It's like, yeah, we finally got the things. Move the stones, and it collapses. But we lost all our shiny objects. That's the end of that. Let's see, can we... Yeah, we should hopefully be able to get back around to this before the end of everything. Oh, wrong one. Oh, wrong element. And we're feared. Here, let's try to get you guys together so I can... There we go. Get you kind of similar to close to each other. And... Bam. Yeah, at this point, like, none of these enemies are terribly tough. And it's like, oh yeah, no, we're just gonna waltz through here. It's the final boss, the final dungeon, but nothing's a challenge. Especially if you're prepared. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna walk through and see what I can do. Like, I think there's a Canelo doll over in here, or a treasure chest or something. Yeah, but our backpack is full. Is there anything in here I can do just one of? No. Run away! So what we'll do is come over here. Oh, there it is. Pop up this way. And and do these. Like I said, it's like this room alone is, you got these things from Heaven's Egg, you've got the water jump things from the Coral Shrine, you've got the poisonous floors from the Astrum Helix Research Facility. It is literally like a mishmash of all the other dungeons. Whether you consider that a good thing or a bad thing.
Let's get this over.
Do.
It's okay. I'm highly capable, you know.
Man, we are just getting a ton of these things. I can't find those because my backpack's full. Prepare the ladder. It's going to be late. So now we will teleport back home. Yeah, the epilogue it's all right. I mean, it's not a very long epilogue. Like literally, chapter 3 is the only really long chapter in the story. Chapter 6 is the next closest, just because it's multiple dungeons between the thing. Well, because most of your chapters are like one dungeon, maybe with like a pass through one, like we saw with chapter 7. And even chapter 7 wasn't even a full dungeon. You shared the dungeon between chapter 7 and chapter 8. So it's just like, oh, okay, there we go. Woohoo, we leveled up and got 2 points to everything for this level. This is a good level. And there we go. The sunstones. I love finding sunstones. Those are worth so much money compared to everything else you can sell. Ooh, we got a letter from Estina today. Any of these we can do? Yes, we destroyed 20 areas of bombs. We fixed 20 ladders. And now we know, like, there's 2 more ladders throughout the course of this dungeon. And that's all of it, Every area of the bomb can be destroyed with bombs. There's 30 total. So on. And that's it so far. Let's go take care of our farm and crops and all that, and then we'll check those letters. And while we're over here, let's... We'll plant 4, and we'll sell the other 4 for hopefully decent money. Chili plants aren't ready. These are, though.
Hello, little crappies.
So are those. And so are these. But yeah, you can get to the epilogue easily. The only thing you were struggling with was that one thing because you didn't realize the guy was blocking the laser. Actually, you know what? There's going to be an episode on that coming up in the next couple weeks. It's not this coming week. It'll be the week after. I have to edit it a little bit to add in a little bit because I figured out how to access the post game or the dungeon we're in right now in the post game because it's not on the map. But there's not much. You can do your romance. You can finish all your character quests. You have access to Caranoid every single day of the year. And that's about it. There's not a lot of like, oh yeah, no, I can do this that I couldn't do before. The big changes are you have romance available. There's there's a 31st day in every month, so like the day that was quietest before is now just a normal day for each season. So instead of being a 30-day season with 1 day of quietus, it's a 31-day season. And you have access to Caranoid year-round. That's really it. There's not a lot of stuff for the post-game that's like, oh, this is unique. Like even the Caranoid, like low level dungeon floors, you can do those before you beat the game in the post game. It's just a lot harder to do it, and you're unlikely to get started on them. But yeah, it's fully possible that you started stuff earlier in the, like you just left the post game stuff until forever, or the final dungeon, and just you did your grinding, you did Caranoid once a month, and so on. And yeah, you could theoretically do it that way. So, unfortunately, it's not much. There's like talk that makes it sound like there's going to be a post game dungeon, but it's actually a sequel hook when you finish the game. Like they're like, oh hey, we found another like Eden Paradise Shell, whatever you want to call it, thing over on Lost Gaia. Let's go check it out. But you go to Lost Gaia and you don't have access to anywhere new. So it is what it is. All right, let's see. We want to access stuff. That's it. We did not get a lot of stuff from Caranoid this last visit. Most of what we got was just sellables. All right, let's see who we can talk to today. It's Isina and Aesol. I'm gonna see Atella. Thanks again for your help the other day. I know I'm going to answer Atella now. How I'm going to answer Atella now. I'm going to go and meet with her. Cheers, Aesol. What I'd like to do from now on is Dina. I want to return to the life where I can see the children's smiling faces every day. With that event and Rosny finally dealt with, I think I feel better. But there's still one thing left. I'd like to speak with you about it if you don't mind coming to the orphanage. I look forward to seeing you. And what I should do now from Sherry, one of our last quests. I've been thinking about what I should do. Thinking and thinking and thinking. And finally, I found my answer. I'm confident this should be the end. I'd like to talk to you about what I want to do. So would you mind coming to Mia? I'll be waiting at the observation deck. And there we go. How much money do we have? 12,000? Let's see if we can... Oh, let's level up that. Absolutely get sent tattoo. So I don't know if it does it increases its damage or its cooldown. But either way, it's a much better improvement. But we'll head over here to Lethe to see if we can't get a backpack upgrade. I don't know if I can afford it. I know the fourth one is like 50,000 gorilla or something like that. I think this one is just 10,000. Yep, 10,000. And the last one is the 5 rows is your final upgrade of 50,000. There's another thing I hope that they do better in the sequel, if they have one, is improve the economy, get it better balanced. There's so much stuff that is just so expensive and so little ways to make good money. I mean, there's a few ways you can absolutely make good money, but most of it is like post-game kind of stuff, and it's like, well, why do I need this anymore? You know, what do I need with a larger farm? You know, what do I need with a maxed out bag space? You know, it's like, okay, well, whatever. But yeah, there's not much you can do after beating Harvestella. You have access to everything in the game at any time that you want. It's not like there's one thing, like just one specific time of the day that you can only access certain things. And you unlock the romance thing with the ring and all that. And even that comes like a week after you've beaten the game. Good to see you, Haruhi. It feels like it's been ages since we last had a chance to catch up. Does it? I don't think so. Or we were too busy with that imposter. That's true. That issue took up all of our attention whenever we met. Anyway, Haruhi, I decided to take up the head teacher position. You finally put your past behind you. It took me a while, but I got there in the end. I never believed in myself. My past is etched with sins, and the path I walked, tainted with blood. I didn't think I knew a parent's love, or how to love like a parent, so I didn't think I was worthy to take responsibility for the kid's future. But now you know those things. Yes and no. The fact is, I've always known those things deep down. But because I was too scared to face my past, I never realized it. I can see things differently now. I can see clearly now, my shadow's gone. My past is nothing to be proud of. But I've realized that it had some warm moments. What did the chief give you? Lots of things. Like this library, for example. I never would have come to love reading so much if not for all the books he gave me. So, I thought I might be able to make small differences like that in the children's lives too. Haruhi, I love this orphanage and the kids that live here. I wish for all of them to be happy. I'd do anything for them if it might achieve that. What I'm focused on now is making sure that those kids have a better childhood than I did. It's because I've come from somewhere so dark that I can spot even the tiniest glimmer of light for them. I think you'll make a great head teacher. Thanks, Haruhi. Now I can finally repay them. Rosny? I do owe her a lot, but I'm talking about someone else. I wanted to repay the head teacher. They gladly welcomed me when I had just run away from the gang and was completely lost in the world. I've always wanted to repay them for that somehow. But I was never quite sure how I could, and now all this time has passed and I still haven't done anything. Well, I couldn't think of a better repayment. Well, I don't know about that, but it's the best I could do for them. Mrs. Tina! What is it, you two? What do you mean, what is it? You said you'd take us into town on an adventure. We're all waiting for you outside. Oh, yeah. I was talking to Harvey and completely forgot about it. It's nice that you two are friends, but you made plans with us first. You're right, I did. Sorry, kids. I'll come and join you in a few minutes, okay? Okay, but hurry up, Mrs. Cena. We've been waiting ages already. See you outside, Mrs. Cena. Sorry, Harvey. I've got to go. Well, I'm always around if you want to talk. I think on my solo playthrough, she's my romance, the one I'm going to choose to romance. I haven't played it since the post-game really, other than to do videos, so... That's true. You're always traveling, so I'm sure we'll have more chances to meet again. Well then. Oh, one more thing before I go. Just because I'm becoming the head teacher now, it doesn't mean our work together is over. There are so many places out there where people still live in the shadows. I want to take in kids from those places so that they don't end up how I was, regretting my past. So, I will keep fighting. Not as the Shadow Assassin, but as someone who walks side by side with my shadow. That's all. Bye for now. But yeah, not much that changes for after the post game. It's more of the same, basically. Alright, we're done with her. I think Asel's is... Let's check if he's in town or if he's over at the Heaven's Egg. I think he's at the Heaven's Egg for this rank. Because he wants to talk to her. Nope, he's downstairs. So let's find these stairs here. Do. Still kind of like bleh in the nose. A little congested lately. Not really like full-on cold, just congestion. Thank you for coming, Haruhi. Like I said in my letter, I asked Atella to meet me in Namiya to talk. How did you do that? I started with the Heaven's Egg and then looked in places I thought she might be. I think she'll be here any minute. I'm here, Asel. Otella, thank you for coming. Well, you went to such lengths to find me. I was surprised you were willing to enter the Heaven's Egg alone. Oh, I see you came alone. You ought to mind your manners. There was no need to bring them. Well, what's so important that you went to such great pains to call me here? I find it hard to believe that there is anything useful that could be born from a discussion between you and me. Unless you've changed your mind? Have you finally decided to work together? No, actually, my mind hasn't changed at all. Then why am I here? Because there's something I want to tell you. Oh, is this to be a confession of your love? I've been thinking on it a while, about how you must be feeling, and about what you want. Wait just a moment. Don't tell me you want to dive into the intricacies of what makes me tick. Maybe we'll get to that in time, but for now, I just want you to listen. I had no idea you had such an ego. Fine, go ahead. Thank you. First, I want to apologize. I said you were nothing like Tiela, and I hurt your feelings. I'm not trying to take back what I said. You're not like Tiela. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this right. The similarities and differences between you and her. I think I was looking at them the wrong way. Do you pay attention to the words that come out of your mouth? You need to stop being so damn nice all the time. Anyone who sees me will think I'm Tiela. There's no hiding it. I was made in her image. I'm sure even you expected something of me when we first met. And I hate that so much. Otella. You try so hard to be kind to everyone you meet. But remember this, in time, that kindness will haunt you. There is nothing more cruel than a kindness that approaches you with a knowing look on its face. You, in particular, who flaunts it around, and then chases me down with it. No, you've got it wrong. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. Are you really so clueless? That may not be your intention, but that is still the outcome. I never should have come here. Nothing good comes from talking to you. Asel isn't finished. Do I look like I care? There's no need for us to talk anymore. I'm sorry, Otella. Please be patient with me. You're right. Whatever I have to say is probably just lip service to you. I can't help it since I try so hard to be nice all the time, as you say. But I still need you to listen. Would you look at this tree for me? Yes, it is very pretty. What does this have to do with anything? This tree was hit by lightning and burned down way back when. So, how is it still here if it burned down? The townsfolk got together and drafted it. You stuck another tree to it. So this isn't the same tree as before, technically. Isn't it? Who's to say which of the two trees is blooming here? The tree that burned down, or the one we used to bring it back to life? How am I supposed to know? Perhaps if I dissected it and analyzed its genetic makeup. I don't think it matters, personally. And why is that? The tree that is here now is blooming. Despite how harsh its history, it still blooms beautifully. Don't you think there's some value in that, Otella? Hmm. I want to accept this tree for what it is. As I do with you. What's in your heart, your emotions? You are who you are. I am who I am. What I mean to say is, I'm not denying who you are. Whether you're Tiella or Otella, that shouldn't be a gauge for who you are as an individual. You are you. I think everything inside you is yours and yours alone. I'm sure it must be difficult to change your way of life so suddenly. But you're continuing down your own path, the one you chose for yourself. That's what I think, anyway. Aesel, you really are too kind for your own good. But Tiella really seemed to feel that that part of you was worth something admiring, or was something worth admiring. I must say, I'm surprised. Can some things really be saved with empty platitudes? Are you done? I am. Thank goodness. I thought I would die from boredom. Can I leave now? By all means. Good. Ta-ta. Later, suckers. Well, she thought that was boring, huh? Yeah, but that's like her. I still think I got my point across. Thank you for sticking with me, Harvey. I have no clue what Atella's going to do next, but I believe she'll do what's right for her. Let's call it a day. If anything happens, I'll send you a letter. Until then, we got two more things. One with her response, and then one with his final, like, hey, here's what's happened. Everyone's up there. This is what's happened to me, kind of thing. At their number 10. And we are done with all the character quests for the day. I think we'll do a little bit with the dungeon, and then at the end of this day, we'll call it a day for the channel. Or not for the channel as a whole, but for the stream, you know what I mean. We'll do our morning, like, taking care of the crops and all that in the morning, but other than that, that'll be our day. Because, my aunt should be heating up the grill right about now, and about that time, in about half an hour, is when we want to eat. I'm not usually joining the family for meals. I'm usually doing my own stuff because I'm on a diet. And I've been doing very successfully with it, but, once in a while, it's like, okay, I was going to do steak for dinner tonight anyways, and she wants to do steak on the grill. There we go. I can do steak on the grill. Anyways. Let's kill these guys just for the experience. I love that you can charge this ability up right there. Do more damage with it. Oh, really hard skin. I love the names of some of these things. It's like, you got really hard skin. And it sells for like 150 Gorilla. It doesn't sell for much, but it's a thing that you sell. Let's see. Let him come over here and take in the extra damage from the SWAT. No? You're not going to walk over? Oh, well. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's another one of these up here where you can come down. There's a chest here and ooh, and a thing on the side. Search this. There's a chest-looking device with lots of buttons, each with a letter written on it. Push the right buttons and maybe it'll open. No, we haven't found the things for that. But yeah, that's the thing, is like you'll have like these machines you'll see that coming forward here that'll like have a letter on it. So it's like Ochas or something like that. It spells out a weird word. Like it's not even a proper word, it's just a series of letters. Envoy of Ruin. I don't know what this guy would be based on. I mean, he's based on like the Goliaths, but he's not like based on a fear or from earlier in Invention. He's just kind of standing in the way, going back and forth there.
To be on another level. We're better off avoiding it.
Yeah, no shit.
Let's get this over with.
That was a good workout.
Oh, we took a little bit of a drop to our physical attack to that little spore thing it does. Gotta love the weird debuffs that some of these enemies have and how they apply them. Like, I'm gonna launch these cotton spores, and that's gonna lower your attack somehow. Large water cores. Oh, now we're getting all these large water cores. Yep, there's the device with the letter H written on it. Let me write that down. I have to get what all the letters are for all this stuff. So, H. And we'll come up here.
Thank you.
And kill this guy. From behind, just bam. Okay, he's just not wanting to respond at all. He's just like, oh wait, what's that? I'm feeling something. What the heck is that? Jumping up. Got another machine to look at. Has the letter C.
Wait, that one is dangerous.
Oh, this is a fun one. He's basically gonna chase us down there, and we gotta like weave through those guys. But there's also a machine over here. Nope, we can't check that machine. Oh well. Oh, it goes this way. Where is the...
Die here.
Oh, there it is. Jump up. There we go. Bunny buns! Gotta heal. Because this guy hits hard. I think I have to kill these guys to get to read these. Dude, let me past. Frickin' A. I'm gonna have to make some frickin' bunny buns again. Or something like that. Another machine. With the letter N on it. So we have HCN. And repair the ladder. I think there's like 4 or 5 or 6 freaking. What's our last bunny buns? All right.
Here I go.
Piece of cake. I'm highly capable.
Gotta love these classes once you get them up to like level 3 and 4 abilities. They get some really brokenly powerful stuff. And And there's apparently something over here somewhere that I can get to somehow up there. I think we go around in a loop and then come back down. Oh, here's another one of those machines. And kicking butt, taking names.
I'm highly capable, you know.
Oh, now we're taking magical damage that I don't have a thing for. Gotta love it. Oh, great. You just made level 67? I think that's about where we're at right now. HCNO. Let's see, what level are we? Yeah, we are also just made level 67, so that, you know. Or are you talking you just made level 67 in Portia?
Thank you.
Because you were talking a lot about where you're at in Portia. Like, my character in Portia right now is like 50-something, 53 or 54. HCNOP. Bomb this wall. Come up this way. Got some wheat seeds, some moonfruit saplings. Alright, let's see if we can figure out how to get around this room.
That one is dangerous.
Jump up! Hooray! We made it past there and clear. Ooh, Adamas crystal. Those are used for, like, high-level weapon upgrades. And we are out of food. So we'll go back up here. Well, let's see what we can do with the thing. We've got HC and OP. I don't remember if there was a sixth one that we need to do, but we can guess from there if it is. Are you playing Harvestella at the same time that you're watching me play it? Is that what you're talking about, that you just got to level 67? So let's see if we can open this. H, C, N, O, T. Top of the chest pops open. What preserved item? Got a Soma potion and a moonfruit sapling. Oh yeah, Soma potions are where it's at. Those are awesome. We won't be using one today, but those are good to have. They're like half of health and excuse me, half health, half stamina. You know, they don't count as food, so or they count as drinks, so it's not like it's gonna overflow your stomach. Double sneeze. Return home. Right, put these all away. Except for those. Those will sell. Oh, I should sell the moonfruit saplings too. Here, we'll see if they make any money. Or not. We can always get more if we want more. And let's find something we can make that is worth the stuff to have. Like, the Lethe hamburger and egg is good if we're using poison attack. Lethe breakfast is okay. Cucumber mint sandwiches would be better if I could do the meat. Tacos, we know how much I love tacos. The oyster and veggie udon is good. But I don't have, like, I have one of each onion, so I can't really make much of that. Same with the pumpkin soup. Rainbow bean curry soup. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. King cake is really good. 38.50, but I can only make one. Or 2. Yeah, I can make 2 of that. We'll not do that. Vegetable muffins are really good for boss fights. And yeah, meat antipasto would be good if I had more meat smoked. And more tingle radish and more cheese. What do you mean the second Dugan? I didn't tell you any. What did I tell you was not the second Dugan? I don't know what you mean by the second Dugan. Is that like the 5th dungeon area? Is that what you're talking about? Make a cup of tea. This will be have it in our thing. Ooh, that's actually a really good. Wish I could make more of that. The me and Splendid Spring. Oh, the second dungeon in the Orbit Cradle. What do you mean by the second dungeon? The Orbital Cradle is just one big dungeon. It's got. I mean, it's got the 3 actual dungeon sections. Are you talking about that's section I was showing you through last time, the section 3? It's going to also depend on what classes you're using and what elements you're doing. Like everything up there is weak to um, lightning, ice, or there's a few that are like fire, I think, or piercing. But most of the enemies in that dungeon are weak to one of those 4 elements. Coconut milk toast. Pilgrim is not a great class in general. I mean, yes, with enough, if you've got your gear leveled up enough and you've got the levels and all that, yeah, you can make do with any class anywhere. But your best classes for that for the orbital cradle are going to be things like the Avenger for the ability to switch between fire and ice, because like you'll have elements that are weak to ice, some that are weak to fire, and you'll have the Ajaxes which are weak to ice. Um, Plus, if you've unlocked it, which you won't at that point, the Samurai or the Assault Savant, because the lightning damage is great against most of the Omen enemies. And between those 2 classes, you'll be able to get through most everything in that dungeon. And then your 3rd class, just pick it for the cross class classes. So since both of those are physical, something like Fighter would be good for the reduced physical damage taken. And for your party members, honestly, I would bring Aesol and let me put it this way. I would bring either Emo, because she gives you your boosts to both of your defenses. And then if you're doing all physical classes, I would take Aesol with you. Or if you're more concerned about the physical damage from like the elements or the magical damage from the elements, I would bring Dianthus. See, how much is it? What is this heal? I know we need to make one for the thing, but yeah, that's not a good healing one right now. Herring and a fur coat is in the same boat, probably. Let's see what it is. But yeah, Pilgrim, there's not a lot in Pilgrim's damage type is primarily slash, and there's not a lot of things that are weak to slash in the late game. They typically go towards other elements. Bonbons. Oh wow, that is a really good one to have for a Woglint run. Nikujaga. I can only make one of those. You know what? I'm gonna make this. These are really good. The buffs aren't as good for me, but everything else is phenomenal for the what it gives. Let's get to bed before we pass out now. And we didn't level up, unfortunately. Oh wow, those moonfruit saplings don't sell for jack. They're 20 per. You know, we'll just hold on to those in the future then. You know, some seeds you can sell and you're like, yeah, that's good money. I think the promised fruit one is a decent one. Those were not one. Earth, we got some Argent cabbages, snowcat Mekon. We're working our way through this. All right, let's take care of the crops and the animals, and then we will call it a day. Because my family wants to do steak dinner and everything. And then we'll catch up again next weekend.
There's a letter for you.
Wow, there's no crops to do. These still have a couple days to grow. Take care of that. Do 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 do. Oh, Miracle Cotton. Let's ship that. That earns money when shipped, it says. And yeah, I think that's about it for this. There's not really a whole lot I want to process right now. Put the food in. Put the chickens. Ooh, we got a premium feather. That'll work. That is going to be good. Means this time around we're going to get better cost for those. Like the regular was like 150 and the premiums are like 250 or something like that. Your animals become a good, you know, slow but steady income source through the drops of feathers and the like. All right, and with that, I am going to call it a day. Like I said, I'm going to stop it a little early today. Family wants to do dinner together, and you know, mine is actually grilling steak, and steak was on my diet tonight, so hell yeah, stick. So I will catch you guys next weekend. Right now, we are still looking at regular times. My family wants me to take a little longer hunting locally before I go back on the truck, so I will still be here next weekend. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. Let me know what you guys want to see next through the poll, and I'll